everyone, and welcome to the PHNX Suns podcast, brought to you by DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook app. I'm Lindsey Smith, and we've got the whole squad with us here tonight. To my right, Saul Bookman. So how are you?
I've had better days. I mean, I think we all have.
And to his right, we've got Gerald Bourguet. Gerald, hi.
Hi. That's all you're getting right now.
And to his right, the one and only Espo.
I'm really glad we found Gerald because we weren't sure where he was the other night. So he has joined us.
Yes. Glad to have you all here with us. It's the Suns and the Lakers tonight. But before we get into that, we have to address the elephant in the room. So earlier today, a tweet was sent out by NBA reporter Jordan Schultz. And that tweet said, breaking, the NBA is preparing for a massive story accusing Suns owner Robert Sarver of racism, sexism, and sexual harassment in a series of incidents, sources say. With enough evidence to support such claims, there's a real chance the league would forcibly remove Sarver.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That is a
and
lot.
We all thought it was a lot when we saw that tweet come across our timelines, for sure.
Yes.
But that wasn't all that Jordan had to say.
That was not all.
He did join Burns and Gambo on 98.7 just moments ago, and he kind of dropped this nugget as well. This report is a monster. As bad as you might think it is, it might be for us to be having this conversation, it's worse. What I was told, some of the things that are going to surface in this report, including sexual harassment, it is jaw-dropping. There's just no way that with all these people on the record, men and women, that he's going to be able to survive this in my eyes. I mean, those are heavy, heavy words, especially when you understand the realness of this situation. Like, you don't throw those kind of things out because there are legal things that could cause a lot of problems for either side right now. And you have more on the Sun side.
Yeah, so obviously with a report like this, it is very serious, and we got a statement from the Suns, and we'll go ahead and throw that up there. We understand that an outlet is considering publishing a proposed story that makes complete, baseless claims against the Suns organization concerning a variety of topics. Documentary evidence in our possession and eyewitness accounts directly contradict the reporter's accusations, and we're preparing our response to his questions. We urge everyone not to rush to judgment here, especially based on lies, innuendo, and a false narrative to attack our organization and its leadership. They also had statements from James Jones, from Jason Rowley, the team president and CEO, and from Sarver himself. And so obviously that's a lot to take in, Espo, but there was more as well.
There was. Monty Williams, who was preparing obviously for the game tonight in LA, spoke with the media a few minutes ago before the game to talk about it.
One, I'm not going to talk about any of that, and nothing will invade or erode our culture. That's something that we've said from day one. Wins, losses, we get to play basketball, we get to hoop, and that's not going to change. Me, man, I'm good. I get to coach. I'm in the NBA. I'm not going to talk about the situation. I'm concerned about winning tonight's game, concerned about playing with pace and cutting our turnovers down and all that. And yet I'm not, I understand what's going on and things that are out there, but I'm not going to comment about it until I have time to process a lot of information and get everything I need to know about the situation. But I'm good, man. Don't ever worry about me. And our team is good. Our guys get to hoop, and that's what we say all the time. We get to hoop.
So that's a lot to take in, and it happened over the span of, like 5 hours today. So there's a lot to unpack there. Of course, the article itself has not come out, but guys, I want to give you an opportunity to share how you're feeling about what's going on within the world of the Phoenix Suns right now.
Yeah, a lot of people are rushing to corners right now. And to me, we have to see what's in the article, obviously. But we live in a world where too many people of color, too many females are ignored when they have accusations about something. And I think we have to, the prudent thing to do is wait for the report and then look deeply into each of these accusations before saying it's disgruntled employees or it's this or it's that. If somebody is willing to go on record to make a serious accusation, they should be listened to. It should be vetted, and we should understand what is going on, if there is a systemic problem and what needs to be done. We've seen in this country and in this world in general, far too many times, people get silenced by people in power just simply because it's, well, disgruntled, this, that, the other thing. And that's not fair. Whether these are true or not, they need to be heard, and then we need to get to the bottom of it. And to me, people that are already trying to discredit it, if a major outlet is going to drop a story like this, more lawyers have been through that piece than have been through the door of a courtroom. This thing has gone through vetting upon vetting upon vetting, because an outlet is not going to put it out there and risk being sued and have other things happen to people that have come out in it without going through due process to vet it. And then once the public sees it, more has to be looked into. Questions have to be asked, and that needs to be done. This process has to happen, and has to happen appropriately for us to fully understand the scope of what's going on and get to the bottom of it, and before any judgment is passed at this time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the truth, the facts will win out. At this point, it'd be irresponsible to speculate, but we're going to, once we read the story, we'll know what we're dealing with. And at that point in time, I think we will all act accordingly, because we've seen with Donald Sterling in the past, the NBA does not mess around with this type of stuff. So we'll see what happens, and we will keep our eyes on it. But for now, it'd be irresponsible to say anything right now.
It is hard. It's hard to speculate about anything, right? Like you hear, allegations of sexism and racism, but until you read what they're talking about, and kind of absorb it, then it's very difficult to even talk about how you feel about something like this. But what I will say is this, and I'm not defending anybody in this situation whatsoever, is if what was reported is true, then they should absolutely obliterate that whole entire front office. Mm-hmm. Like, I know that. Like, that's how I feel. Mm-hmm. However, there's also, the vetting of whoever was talked to and things of that nature. Like, it's easy for me to sit here and say, like, oh, well, F this guy or F this guy. But I was down in Tucson when ESPN reported about this FBI investigation with DA specifically, and taking $100,000 and all this other stuff, which ended up not even being anything. You know what I mean? So I'm not defending this by any stretch of the imagination. And on Tuesday, when we read the article, I'm sure I'm going to feel a certain way about it. Mm-hmm. But for right now, like, it's all speculation. It's all hearsay until we see the facts and we see the story, and we'll go from there.
I'm with you guys. Sorry, there was a long pause.
Oh, Lindsey.
Dramatic.
Oh, Lindsey.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be dramatic. But I had heard the rumor that this article was coming out, and now we are all in the loop with that same rumor that this article is coming out. Until it comes out, however, I don't have a whole lot to say about the situation. What I will say from a general sense of things is that actions matter. Whether those actions were 5 days ago, 5 years ago, or 15 years ago, actions matter. Before we move on, anything else?
Yeah, it's about fucking time, Blaze Megatron, that you found us.
Do?
Oh my God, dude! I was wondering, like, man,
weeks.
did my man give up on us, man? Like, for real? Like, that's my guy.
Hi, Blaze.
Hi, Blaze.
Welcome to the lighthearted version of the show, too, Blaze.
You picked a hell of an episode to tune in
Come
for.
hang out with us post game. I promise it'll be a lot more fun there.
Jeez.
But listen, I love you guys. I love the way we've handled this, and we've thought about this, and we wanted to approach this in a very tactful and a very careful approach, because whether you hate Robert Sarver or not, you got to wait until everything unfolds before you start damning a man or an organization until you get all the facts. When the facts come out, I guarantee you every single one of us will have an opinion. I promise you that. But until we get to that point, it's only a couple more days. Apparently, the rumor I keep hearing is that it's probably going to drop on Tuesday. And so Tuesday morning, I'm sure everybody will be awake bright and early, waiting for that phone to ding to see this story.
People and voices matter.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad some people will be able to share their stories and have it figured out what's the truth and what isn't in all of this.
And hopefully find some closure.
For everybody. Hopefully whatever is true will be vetted and come out. So.
All right, you guys ready to talk a little Suns at Lakers for tonight's game?
Yes.
Game 2 for the Phoenix Suns in the new season. So before we get into the game, let me just read you a little bit of an injury report. Just give me a few seconds, okay?
It's that long?
So for the Lakers, Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington, Talen Horton-Tucker, Kendrick Nunn are all out. Sekou Doumbouya is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
For the Suns, last reported, Landry Shamet is probable.
And he will actually play.
Okay.
So just a couple minutes ago, the Suns tweeted out their injury report. Only Dario Saric was on it, so it appears he's going to play.
See what happens when Gerald gets back.
Aren't the Lakers basically a rotating injury report at this point?
Oh, yeah. It's like they're all singing, them bones, them old bones.
DNP did.
We are the skeleton
coach's
crew.
decision old is going to be a lot on this.
LAARP.
Oh,
Is that what it is, right?
Yep, LAARP.
That's
We got a
still kills
question
me.
why he was probable. For anyone who doesn't know, Landry Shamet was probable with right foot soreness. So probably just a little sore from not having played in a while.
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yep, that makes sense. Good job, Connor. Please don't predict anything
Thank you,
today.
Connor.
Let's just
Way to take one for the team, buddy.
Yep. Let's just call that one a wash. So we have a couple of things to keep an eye out for tonight. As we mentioned on Wednesday night's pregame show, Chris Paul is so close to becoming the first NBA player to reach 20,000 career points and 10,000 career assists. All he needs to do tonight is knock down 7, excuse me.
Points?
7 points.
That's it.
Yep.
7 points.
7 points, and he's the guy.
That's right.
The only
7
one
points and
ever.
he is the guy.
Nobody predict he's going to do it. All right. Especially you, Connor.
The over-under is 6.5.
Oh, man. Over. And
Taking it
then
over.
we have another thing to keep an eye out for tonight. Gerald, do you want to tell us that one?
Yeah, we do. So Devin Booker is 20 points away from passing Giannis as the sixth most points before turning 25 in NBA history. So
Which
that's pretty impressive.
He's going to get there because he doesn't turn 25 till the 30th, right?
Right. So he has multiple games. So
yes.
he's definitely going to get there as well.
Yes. Even if he has a Denver night tonight, there's still tomorrow night.
Right.
To get there.
I don't
as
think
well.
that's going to happen.
I don't either.
I don't think
But
it's going to happen either.
I'm just glad what to look for tonight isn't another Jordan Schultz tweet. Hopefully that's not what we're looking for. Let's get Devin Booker those points. Let's get Chris Paul those points. Let's enjoy some basketball this evening.
Good basketball, hopefully, because
I'll
that whole
take any.
that entire I don't want to watch that second half all over again. I'd rather go jump off the 7th story right here. I don't want. I'm kidding.
That's aggressive.
I'm joking. I'm not going to really do that.
The windows don't open, Saul.
No, I know. That's
SOL,
the
right?
joke, right? Is that I would just bounce right back. Yeah, that was awful basketball by the Suns. They missed so many wide open shots. They didn't play very good defense. I look for them to be a little bit more refocused and come back strong. They know the Lakers are legit. They know that LeBron is legit. They're still trying to figure themselves out because Westbrook wasn't even a part of their equation the other night against the Warriors. So it should be a fun one. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a close game, to be honest with you.
Are we sure the Lakers are legit? I mean,
LeBron is legit.
Yes, LeBron is legit.
And AD.
And AD is.
That's it.
But they're carrying a lot of literal dead weight with them in terms of NBA careers.
Literal dead weight? Really?
In terms of NBA careers. Have you
Really?
seen this roster?
Yeah, but you said
They're
literal
off
dead weight.
cast.
Like
They're off
just
cast.
dragging bodies all over the court.
You know, they're
Damn it, Bernie. Wake up.
Weekend at Bernie's. I love the reference, Saul.
There
We
you
got to
go.
let the youngins know. Look, I don't know that this Lakers team is actually legit. I hope that they aren't for the Suns fans and for the Suns in general. But tonight should be a game where hopefully you can get back in the rhythm, because you're basically versus LeBron and AD. That's a tall task. But I don't look at this roster the way I look at Denver's, with a lot of guys that can kill you in a multitude of ways. You know. Weekend at LeBron.
That's great.
Thank you, Blaze. It's good to have you back.
That's why it's good to have Blaze back.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think they're one of those teams that they're going to figure it out as things go along, but I don't think they're anywhere near as scary as like last year's Lakers team, for example. And the Suns took care of business against them. So it's going to be interesting because this Lakers team has zero spacing, but like the Suns, they're trying to bounce back from an ugly season opener too.
Just fucking run. Run. Chris Paul, get your old ass up the court and give it to the young guys that can sprint and go and run these old fucks out of the building. That's how I feel about this.
Are we sure Trevor Ariza is injured, or is he just not happy with the personal chef the Lakers have?
No.
Is that
We'll find out
Man,
December
that feels like
15th.
it's too soon. That's still kind of
Too soon.
I know it's been years,
Lindsey
but it
was there
feels
for
like
all
kind of
15 days of the Trevor Ariza era.
I was.
too soon? Not
So-
soon enough.
Fair, that's fair. After the game on Wednesday night, one of the things that Monty said was that the Suns did not play their game.
Mhm.
And that's something that they really have to do. They have to get back into that groove of focusing on themselves, not their opponent so much.
Mhm.
Gerald, you were there post game. You got to talk to quite a few people. What else did coach and the players say about their performance Wednesday night?
Yeah, so the biggest common recurring themes were defensive communication. They felt like they had a lot of uncharacteristic breakdowns. They had plays where they were giving up strong side corner threes, and that was something that multiple people brought up that's not like them. They also brought up that the ball stopped moving, and they didn't generate the type of shots they're used to generating. They had to take some tough looks, and they just missed a lot of shots. So it was kind of one of those things where when we asked what went wrong, it was basically everything.
Just one of those days.
It
right?
really was. And that's the thing is, like, you looked at it and they were up 16 with a minute and a half to go in the second quarter. And then Denver puts that 10-1 run together and it's single digits at half. And then they just carried that momentum through the rest of the game. Outside of the second quarter, the Suns looked really rough for the most part.
Look, you're not going to have a lot of nights that Devin Booker goes 3 of 15.
Mhm.
I don't think that is a bold prediction.
Oh, there's
here.
not going to be a lot of nights
Yeah.
where DA goes 1 for 3 from 3.
Mhm.
I expect 4 for 9 tonight.
Oh, dear God.
From 3? Oh, God. This man.
I said it last
We're gonna come
time.
back to that.
I want all the 8 and
Okay.
3s.
Do
I
We're
want
you
them
gonna
all.
want
back
to do
to
a
that.
bet, Saul?
Oh.
How many do you
Yes,
actually think
make
you'll
a bet.
No, I'm not making a bet. I was
Just
being
do it.
Not on
facetious.
4 and
Just do
9,
it.
but how many do you think you'll take tonight?
I think he'll take 2.
Okay.
I think that's a good
I think that's good.
number.
I think if he takes any more, Monty might be getting that hook ready.
Now, if he hits him,
Well, if he hits him, but
Well-
that's a big if there. You're letting if do a lot
We'll
of work
touch on
there.
that.
Yeah.
We've got-
After we figure out this bet, we will touch on DA's threes a little bit more. I think, Saul, you should at least stick with 4. Espo can have 2.
I'll take the
Whoever
under.
wins,
Lindsay,
paying for dinner.
Lindsay, no, I'm not going to have you make a bet on my behalf.
You
Like,
said
that's
it,
not how
Saul.
this works.
Saul doesn't
You
stand
said
by what
4
he
and
believes,
9.
I
all
also
right?
said I was going to
Stand
jump off
with
the 7th
4.
floor. You don't see me doing that shit either.
Saul.
That's not the bet. I don't want that on me. all
If
right?
you lose.
All right, let's do an over-under then. Over-under 3.5 3-point attempts tonight for DA.
Under.
Hit the under. I think they had a talk with him, like, unless it's really, really open, don't be jacking
Hey,
him.
he was really, really open.
Well, I don't know if that's an actual bet you can make on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, but if you have not
Should be.
downloaded the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you should do so right now and use the code PHNX when you sign up, because if you use that code and you place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game, and they do, you're going to win $200 in free bets instantly. It is that easy. Then you can come hang out with us. We made...
Wait, they get to hang out with us if they make a bet
well,
on
on the
DraftKings?
DraftKings app.
Oh, on the app. All
On the
right.
app.
Like,
Whoa,
I
man.
even nodded like, yeah. And I was like,
You were
what?
like, yeah,
No,
yeah,
what?
come
No,
hang
that's...
out. I think you guys can come hang out with us.
Thank you, hello.
You can come
I
hang
did
out
get
with us
a
in the
PS5
Discord.
today.
Yay. And if you win a bunch of money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you can also get yourself a PS5. And like I said, we were toying around with the idea of doing a spinny wheel of random bets to make, which we might actually have to do.
Okay, cool.
What did I
Is the
say?
PS5 out in your car?
I felt like you just said everybody could get a PS5 by using the.
No, I said
No,
if you
if they
make a bunch of money on the DraftKings Sportsbook
my
app,
bad,
you
yeah.
can get yourself a PS5.
Saul, is that PS5 out in your car?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
Also, I did help other people get PS5s by my tweets today, including
out.
one Dan Bickley.
Dan
Really?
Bickley
Yep.
ran out and got a PS5.
You're welcome, Dan.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
Wow.
nice.
Wow, you're so generous. You're helping people at
I am,
other
man. I'm bringing
outlets. I
people
like
together,
that.
even in lines.
Congratulations, Dan.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do here with DraftKings. We're trying to let you guys
Speaking of things you can
win
buy,
some money.
speaking of things you can
Where
buy,
is Saul going in?
Hold on, real quick.
it's not.
Wait, hold on, real
Listen,
quick.
Do you have the shirt graphic ready?
Oh,
Hold on,
hey,
real
hey,
quick.
Okay.
Real quick. It is safe and reliable, and I have a disclaimer to read. It's 21 and older only, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. So take it
I forgot
away.
about that minor detail. My bad.
Craig,
My
I
bad.
heard that too. It is cool that Saul's buying everybody PS5.
Yeah, no. It's based off of Lindsey's bet, and she's the one that's co-signed on that, so it's her bet. Anyway, yeah. So we have some merch that dropped the other night. In case you didn't see it, some pretty cool stuff. He's on fire. Then the gorilla, check it out, buy it. One thing that I've seen across the valley so far, like especially with the Coyotes fans, they have been wearing their merch all over the city. We got cool stuff dropping seemingly every single week. We got a new shirt that's about to drop shortly for the Suns too here in the next week or two. And then we have another one coming this Sunday for the Cardinals. I'm telling you, get in there, buy your shirts. It's legit. You're going to love it. And if you don't want to buy the shirt and you want like a twofer, become a member.
Mhm.
Become a member. $60 for the whole year. You get 2 free shirts, right?
If you use the code SUNS,
If you use the code SUNS 2021, you get 2 free shirts. So if you become a member, you can get both these shirts. Boom, problem solved. You're good to go.
and then
Let's
you
go.
can wear them, and we can show Coyotes fans that the fans of the PHNX Suns show are just that much better.
Or the Suns
Can we
in
show
general,
those
yeah.
shirts just one more time? I just
Yeah.
want to look at
Shane's
them
quick
again
with
because
it.
they're really pretty.
They're so soft too. Just
They
all
are.
the PHNX.
Yeah, just so you guys know.
Gerald says that as he's touching himself.
He's
like
feeling
rubbing
his
my
arms up right
They're
here.
so
Yes.
soft.
And if you do have a shirt or you have one on the way, when you get it, please share it on Twitter because we want to see you guys rocking this gear and tag all of us so we can hype you up even more because they're amazing and we love seeing them on actual real life people other than us.
I feel like the gorilla's face in that shirt was how I looked in the fourth quarter of last game.
I'm not
Just
gonna,
very angry.
I'm not gonna lie. If you've ever seen Creepshow 2, and I'm sure a lot of you have not, but it's a good classic horror movie. There's a baboon in there that looks just like that gorilla, and he's scary as hell.
So,
Yeah.
so Hello's asking nicknames for the members. I think we should call them the X's.
The
As a
X's.
PHNX. I like the X's.
That's not bad. But does it also kind of feel like the
That's kind of
exes?
what I
Yeah,
like. That's
like-
what I kind of like about it.
Okay.
You know, they kind of sometimes act
Listen,
like my exes.
Let's come up with a name for the chat after the game.
Okay.
Think about it for the rest of the game, and we'll talk about it after the game. We need to come up with a name, and maybe we'll put 3 or 4 out on Twitter and come up with a vote.
Yeah.
We can have a vote. I don't.
I
see
think
why
we should
not.
definitely have a vote. It's you guys. It's your chat. So
Well, it's
you
our
should
chat.
definitely have.
They're just renting space.
Thank you, Loto.
We should have a say in the
Creep
name.
Call us Creepshow. Yeah.
Sweet, the Creep
Welcome
Show.
to the Creep
Way
Show.
to go, Low Tone Capone. You named it. All right.
So as we were talking about DeAndre Ayton and the 3-point attempts that he's going to take tonight,
Yes.
Gerald brought us some very good journalism. He went to practice and he actually talked to Monty about DeAndre Ayton taking threes in games. So let's hear what Monty had to say.
I don't mind DA taking threes, but you can't forget what you do well. DA's made a name for himself by dominating the paint. That's what he generates so much offense. I don't want him taking so many threes that he's letting other bigs off the hook. And I think that's something he understands. I think he was 1 for 3 last night from 3. We tell our guys, if you work on it, do it in the game, but you also have to be efficient in what you're doing. So it's something new for him, but we know what he can do in the paint, especially when he's in pick and roll and he's diving to the rim.
So translation, Gerald, don't shoot that many threes anymore.
Maybe dial it down is
All
what
right.
he's thinking. I think he brings a valid point up. It's not about whether or not DA is shooting threes. It's whether or not, and this is something we've talked about many times, it's whether or not they enhance the offense and fit in with what the Suns do best, because they generate a lot of looks on the three-point line because of DA's gravity when he rolls like that. Because if you don't send guys at DA rolling, he's going to get a dunk every time. So I think that's what Monty was trying to say. Like, this is new territory for him. He hasn't shot threes regularly in games before. So they're trying to figure out like what the best balance is. Maybe not as many as 3, but if he's wide open, like, yeah, let it fly. You work on it. That's what it's there for.
I don't know. Give us 9.
Hey, if you're open, let it rain. Let's go.
Let it rain. If there's 9, one of 2 things happen. The Suns are winning big, or they're getting their asses kicked.
Or DA hit 4 in a row, and he's like, heat check.
Logo shots from him. He tried to look like Steph Curry in last night's game. That'd be great.
Oh, man. That would be, I hope it happens. But yeah, so we wanted to share the soundbite from Monty Williams on Deandre Ayton taking some threes. So hopefully and likely we will see a little bit more of that this season. But obviously, the emphasis is your role, what you're good at on this team is what we need you to do. So it kind of seems like the storyline of the whole year, really, for everyone on the team.
Pretty much. And it was kind of piggybacking off what he said after the Nuggets game, because they had asked about how the offense looked when it ran through him. And he was basically saying, like, DA did a great job. He kept us afloat early, but like it didn't feel like our normal offense. Because a couple of the shots he took, they were impressive as hell. Like the step back jumper that he took, I was like, whoa, look at this guy.
We need to clip that wall and use that 100 times. I love that.
But like at the same time, that's not really, if your offense is coming down to DA taking a fadeaway jumper with the shot clock winding down, that's probably not the offense you want to be running a lot.
No. Also, there's a game about to play.
Yep.
Should we watch it?
Can I bring up one thing before we go?
Sure.
Gerald Green retired today.
Mhm.
Former Sun. I was always a big fan
Yes.
of Gerald.
Thanks.
I think he got a bad Gerald Green. We'll see
Nah.
with Gerald Bourguet as
Right.
we go along. But one thing with Green was he got a bad rap sometimes, but it was a genuinely nice dude. And I always loved, before the game, we're talking he's in uniform, he'd come in the media space and get food and a soda before he played a basketball game. I don't know how the man did it and how he still had hops after that, but
He
I
was
was
all
always
hyped
impressed
up on
with
Mountain
it.
Dew.
Apparently.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the pregame show. A reminder, we will be here again live right after the final buzzer
Post-game, baby.
of Suns at Lakers. Come hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm Lindsey Smith. That's Saul Bookman, Gerald Bourguet, and Espo. We'll see you after the game.